got a big one. Featuring a blue Protoss in the top right, Alcyone, XingMing, Team China, Team Moon, all that good stuff. And in the bottom right, Berserker's own Dimaga, the red Zerg, the man who only lost one series, all SCL season. I think XingMing also only lost one. It was a forfeit when he hurt his wrist or hand or something along those lines. These guys are going to play pretty standard macro games for the most part, is what I expect. And they're going to do it really well. I do expect some late games. I expect some carriers out of our blue Protoss player. And I expect a lot of greed out of our red Zerg. Just trying to stay alive with the minimal amount of units for army that he can. And get up to 80, 90 drones. I think that's going to be his game plan every game. I haven't seen him do anything too off the standard path at all the whole season of SCL. And I don't know if these two know each other at all. I imagine they've met in some tournament here or there along their way. But I definitely didn't message Dimaga and offer him any strategy help this week, that's for damn sure. So I don't know if he's got any insight on XingMing or not. Alright, Gateway gonna finish up. Take a Nexus here at the natural. Spawning pool is down. Gas about to finish up. He will rally workers into it. And there we go. A little bit of mineral harass from our probe. Good job not taking the actual minerals. On the other side, the Cybercore falls right next to the gateway. It's gonna be more than okay. Second gas as well for the blue Protoss player. The tech choice, probably the Twilight. It's the Stargate. It's going to be a Stargate. I don't know why I said Twilight. It's probably going to be a Stargate for a couple Oracles, opening into the 3 Oracle play. We'll see what he's got cooking up for us instead. Pylon finishing up. And we get that Stargate indeed right at 215. Good stuff. Good macro play. Speed is just now starting here for Dimaga. About 80 seconds to be finished up. 330 or so. 340 maybe. Adept sends a shade. I don't think it'll finish the shade. Just wants to know if anything's coming across the map. Maybe it is going to finish the shade as the probe's heading back and the other Adept halfway done will replace the one that just left. Probably not going to get any real damage done versus a player of Dimaga's caliber, but you do see the third base down. Could shade on in here and would see the mineral line halfway saturated already, and that lets you know that your opponent's making the drones, of course. Not going to take that shade as there are plenty of lings here and a queen waiting. Larva popping out of the hatchery, and XingMing's just going to keep doing these shades. I'm not going to accept one though. Second gateway on the way. First Oracle is about to be out. Second one will be right behind it, I imagine, in the queue. There it is, right on time. Oracle gonna head back to its, Adept gonna head back to its own side of the map, and we got 10 lings here for Dimaga. A couple more than you usually see off a little opener, I feel like. I think it's usually 8, maybe I'm wrong though. Dima wants to cancel this base. There's the Oracle. Has to activate the energies. So, if nothing else, you're trading a wing or two for the energy on the Oracle, which of course has to use energy just to activate, I'm pretty sure. Maybe I'm wrong. And yeah, he's just going to keep poking. Gets the surround on the Adept. The other Oracle does have to turn on the high beams. Melts a few more lings. Is going to get the third safely up here though. Forge and Twilight down behind this as the tech tree keeps expanding for our Protoss. On the other side, just an Evo chamber. Still making lings, still making drones and queens. This is what we will get from Dimaga, I think, every game this series. Just wants to play a standard. Spore Crawler in each base. I don't think we have one at the... Yeah, we do have one at the third. Very good. And the Nexus over here at the third is going to finish up for our blue toss, XingMing. Like this skin on the Oracle a lot. Looks good. Overlord at the potential fourth base. Wing on the pillar here. Two oracles coming on in. Catch them two drones, but one oracle almost dies. So it's not a bad way to start. A bunch of lings are here on the field. 22 of them going to head across the map. On the other side, there's only going to be one oracle. Well, there's the oracle that I was just talking about. 2 stalkers and 3 adepts here at the third base. No shield battery. He attack moved the adept. Gets the surround on the stalkers though. There are lings tucked into the left and right of each of these guys. Warp in of 2 more adepts here at the base and a couple stalkers as well. Oh no, those are all stalkers. I had the unit tab pulled up instead of the production. So right now 4 stalkers, 2 adepts, 3 oracles. These guys are just macroing it out. It's 61 to 60 workers. Dimaga starting to spread creep over to this base. I imagine he mines these minerals out and the 4th gets taken here, or the 5th. But 4th is going to finish up. So yeah, this is already done. I figure you would have taken this base and then this one, but Dima definitely knows best. 4th base on the way here for XingMing as well. Shield batteries getting dropped at the natural, or the 3rd and the natural, I think. 3rd and the 4th, it looks like, I guess. One right here, one right there in the middle. Little gateway wall starts up. This is stuff that all these JSL Protoss do. Like to stay behind their walls, stay safe, and just macro it up. Blink just about to finish here at 7 minutes. Storm on the way, +1, finishing up as well. And we got the roach speed, about 3/4 of the way done. Baning speed starts up, +2 attack on the melee units as well for Dimaga and his upgrades. No hatchery over here yet. No hatchery in the main for any macro purposes, but all good. 71 to 77 workers. Protoss actually winning in the economy count. Guess he's bringing in more gas, and Dimaga's bringing in a little bit more minerals. Though is how it's really breaking down. This ling's gonna run on in, find another wall of gateways starting up. And there is a base behind that wall. Wing gets gunned down by the stalkers. Templar here hanging out, just building up some energy, as they should be. On the other side, Dimaga just massing units. He's got 20 roaches. He's got 58 lings. No banelings on the field. The speed will finish up for them soon though. And it looks like we are going to take this hatchery, as well as this one at the top. We'll double expand. Stalkers, Oracle coming forward to clear a little bit of creep. And they do just that. Need to use some more revelations though. +1 air, and the carriers are on the way, as well as another Stargate and another Robo for XingMing. Hive and Aspire for our Zerg player, Dimaga, who is going to move on out with his 50-something lings, 20-something roaches. Here we go. Nothing that can catch these oracles. They are going to delete a lot of lings if they want to, but no, they're just going to run away instead. Stalkers get surrounded. Surprised these oracles aren't doing work to the little wings, instead targeting down the roaches. All good. Dimaga running away after he took out the little stalker squad. 45 lings have been lost in this game. It's a little bit more than it feels like. So this is just what I was talking about. Building the walls. 3 out of 3 on each gas saturation. Very nice. 90 workers for our Zerg, 83 for our Protoss, who does have the carriers hitting the field. 2 of them out, 2 more on the way. 3rd Stargate finished up just a minute ago, I think. Yeah, there it is. Got a little bit of action over here. The roaches and the Ravagers, roaches and lings, trying to get the oracles, but of course nothing happened. I think it probably threw a bile at them though or something. Doesn't look like anything hit. This is the one that was injured from the very start of the game when it flew over the 3rd base right around here. Alright, static defense left and right. A bunch of spores in the main base. None so much in the other bases though. But that main base is nice and guarded with the spore wall on the right. Here we go. Oracle still just maneuvering around the map, find themselves a queen. Would be good to just pick off that queen, but doesn't want to do such. Carrier count sitting at 4, takes out an overseer, We are making 2 at a time. We'll be 3 at a time once we get all the gas for XingMing. Oracle's going to start placing stasis swords with their energy. That's going to be rather annoying for the Zerg player. I think Dima very well aware knows how to send a couple units forward instead of the whole army at once, though. And the Greater Spire is going to hit the field in just a second. Meanwhile, we don't have any upgrades from our Zerg other than the +2 melee. He's got the +1 carapace and some Ultralisk upgrades, as well as a crackling upgrade as well. Coming along. The rocks are the enemy right now, though, and they're going to go down. Carriers are going to be able to clean up all of this. One link goes forward into the stasis. Very nice from Dimaga. Another stasis set off. Is going to lose a bunch of lings for that one, though. Thought he was going to try and bio a carrier or two, but he's reading the situation, spreading out the army. Take out these rocks. Wants to pick off the base. Carriers are going to attack. Stormlands on the Ravagers. Biles are thrown. The Protoss armies have to retreat slightly, but we are getting a little bit of a surround. You're going to have to do this with all Biles, and that's going to be really, really hard. Nothing here that shoots up. All these Ravagers, all these Banes going down. There was another Bile. Does connect. Drops a carrier. Only one, though. Units lost tab. Probably pretty disgusting. 2,500 in favor of our Protoss. There are 5 Templars, 7 carriers on the field. Dimaga taking bases on his opponent's side of the field at this point. And still making Wing Bane. Has 1 Ultralisk on the way. No Ultras on the field yet. Do get the Corruptors on the way as well. 19 of them hitting the field. And XingMing with his almost maxed out push here. 189 supply. Stasis swords are getting placed behind this. Upgrades are rather nice. Storms are huge. And I think that everything for the Zerg is going to melt. Maybe not, though. There's carriers still here. Not much, just can't really see much else. The carriers get recalled. One's going to get gunned down. The other 3 or 4 will escape. Yeah, just 4 carriers. So just like that, both of our players take a pretty big hit to their supply. But, of course, the Zerg gets to resupply a good bit faster. Coming in with the Ultras now, and the Corruptors going to try and get on top of the carriers. The carriers are going to retreat back to the shield batteries, of course, get the battery overcharge, which is really nice. And the Stalkers are going to do work to the Corruptors at the same time. Carrier is taking a long time to fall. I think he only got him 1 right there, losing all the Corruptors at the same time. Those are acceptable trades, though. He's still only 3,000 resources down. It was 2,500 just a moment ago, and of course Zerg is going to trade a little worse, so I don't think the 500 resources lost over those 2 big fight is actually bad. Mutus coming on in to do a little bit of harassment. Gonna clear out this whole mineral line, it looks like. All the units are on the other side of the field. There's literally nothing here. And yes, Stalkers get warped in. Mutus gonna... they're thinking of fighting it. They say, yeah, we'll fight it. Retreating back to the shield battery. Should just make them fight you in the main base instead, though. Could be taking out some more workers. All good, though. 8 of them fall. XingMing not replacing them. He's just making carriers, interceptors, batteries, cannons, like a true Protoss would. Alright, +2 flyer on the way, +2 carapace on the flyers and the ground. Going to finish up soon for our Zerg. It's, much shorter for the ground upgrade than the sky one. Nice little surround here set up from Dimaga in all angles. Is he going to pull the trigger and try and collapse on all these units right here? Would be pretty hot if he succeeds in it. Yeah, no probes ever got reproduced from XingMing. He's happy with the 72 workers. He wants cannons, he wants batteries, he wants carriers and archons as well. 2 of them morphing. Carriers popping out, and the Protoss army slipping out from the base, finding a little squad of 8 banings. They do get cancelled. And that little army is going to get cleaned up. Meanwhile, Dimaga ever lurking with his Corruptor squad. 6 High Templar on the field. They're all hanging out below the carriers. And these Corruptors are going to take a massive storm if they're not careful. Oh, you can feel it coming. Carriers are on top of the units, and everything on the ground is going to die. We are going to pick off a few no, we're not. We're not going to get a single carrier. Not a single carrier in that fight. Wait. Shoo. All the ground units are gone, though, it looks like. Only the 7 carriers and the 8 stalkers remain. So, XingMing is stacking up a nice little bank, almost 3k minerals. Of course, he's not going to bank up much gas, making carriers non-stop. This base will get denied by the Lings of Dimaga, which is pretty big. He's going to pick off some workers, too. About 5 of them wandering into the wrong part of town. Mutas on their way back into the natural. Shield battery doing a good job of keeping them alive, sustaining. Carrier, Stalker, Templar squad is going to try and help out their friends. Look at this shit. 4 batteries right behind 4 cannons. Alright. Sling's going to go down. Looks like we lost 6 workers to the little Muta squad. Maybe it was 5 of them that were in that little bunch down here. Ultra Corruptor, Ling Bane, a couple Mutas. Looks like Dimaga's got the whole squad here. Only 1 storm is cast. 2 storms. But it looks like Dimaga might be able to do it. All the carriers are still here except for 1 starts to fall. Yeah, he's not going to have enough to do it right here, right now, that's for sure. Lings are getting on top of the cannons and the batteries, but the battery overcharge makes stuff pretty hard to deal with. Ultras just eating through everything that they can. Meanwhile, just taking all the damage from the interceptors. Of course, these Ultras will die, but we do get 11 probes and a bit of infrastructure. I don't think that's a great trade, though, in the end. 6,000 resources. XingMing just pulls some workers back over here. He's fully saturated again. Dimaga bringing 3,000 minerals, 1,500 gas per minute. So, 20 Corruptors, 20 Lings all on the way. Is he going to be able to stop this Protoss army? Which is starting to clear creep at the bottom of the map now. Wants to establish this base here and get that eco back online. Probably not mining much off the main or the natural anymore. Little wing run by here at the gold base. 4 quick probes die, but that was 4. Doesn't want to tell me how many Lings died in that battle, but all good. Trying to get it canceled over here on the third base, or on the lower right side base. Does get that canceled. Breaks the pylon almost, but not quite. These just are big trades. They're very big trades for our Zerg to be taking non-stop. Not a bank in the game either right now. 4 Templar warped in for XingMing. Down 30 supply or so. Most of that is workers. Making Archons behind this, taking this Nexus here in the bottom right. Meanwhile, in the middle of the map for Dimaga, squad of Lings. It's hard to get them anywhere in this base, though, with all the infrastructure blocking everything. This is an 11 gate setup for our Protoss. Upgrade check is plus 3 attack on the air units, plus 2 attack on the ground units. Meanwhile, for the Zerg, 2-2 on the flyers, 3-3 for the ground, and also plus 1 range for the ground units as well. Of course, all the other good stuff. Carapace for the Ultralists, Cracklings, all the good stuff. Blink Storm for our Protoss. Immortal starting to hit the field as well, trying to take care of the Ultras. We got 25 Corruptors, we got 6 Ultras, 33 Lings, 6 Banelings. All the Banelings go down before they can even connect with anything. Lings coming on in. And these cannon battery walls are just some toxic shit. It takes a lot of ground units just to even start working on anything viable. We do have the Corruptors doing absolute work, but the shield battery overcharge, they're going to have to retreat once again. Looks like about 1,000 more resources were destroyed by XingMing. And about the same gas, about 1,000 more minerals were lost in that fight for the Zerg player. Alright, Ling's coming back into the gold base. The battery is here to try and clean it up, but 11, 13 workers die very quickly. That is what Dimaga needs, is to slow down this Protoss economy so that he can slowly but surely just take out a couple carriers, take out another couple more. He is starting to spread him a little thin here. Gets on top of another base, a storm from a high Templar. That Templar is going to get chased down by an Ultralisk. The Ultralisk falls. No workers die at this base. We do deactivate those batteries though. 50 supply. We're back on top of this base with the Lings. The Ultras retreating as well. Corruptor squad here with the Ultras. He's pretty much playing Corruptor Ultra almost at this point, and Lings trying to sneak back in on this base. It's not going to happen. No shields on it, but maybe Dimaga can come back and take it out. Still 12 patches of work, or still 12 spaces for workers on this base, so it is still maxed out, I think. Of course, there are minerals missing, but plenty to be mined there. Alright. What do we got? 13 Corruptors, 37 Lings, 20 Banes, 9 Ultras versus 5 Archons, 3 Immortals. You got 7 Carriers, 4 Stalkers, and 3 Templar. The Carriers are sitting by themselves. The Corruptor's going to move on in and pick 2 of them off, maybe even 3, which is huge. Oh yeah, that's 2 of them down. Third one gets targeted. Not able to go. Corruptor's trying to find their way out of this fight. They wanted the Carriers. They got the Carriers. They don't want too much extra, though. Backing off. Meanwhile, the ground squad comes back in. GG's called. Dimaga takes it. A little 21-minute game. Game 2. Best of 5 between XingMing, our blue Protoss here, and Dimaga, red Zerg. Bottom right of sight Delta with the lead. Sun versus Moon. 3-1 for the series. We'll see where we end up after this one. It's going to be getting hot if it's 4-1. Hope you're all packed for warm weather. It's going to be more standard play. Well, 3 Oracles for XingMing. It's going to be a lot of Lings, Queens, and Drones for the first 6-7 minutes here for Dima. So get your popcorn, get your beer, do whatever you're doing for now, because these are not going to be active starts to the game, I don't believe. But they're going to be clean. That's for sure. Alright. I know that we've seen XingMing one time do the 2 base Stalker all in. I think it's like 6 gates, 7 gates, I can't remember exactly, but we've seen him do it one time, and it was on this map actually. Proxied the gates and everything right over here. I doubt he does it, especially versus a higher level player, or not a higher level player than him, but the last time that he did it, it was against a lower level player than himself, so maybe just was feeling confident in it. But against a player of your own level, it is a little more risky to go all in on stuff. So, of course, we will know that Stargate's about to drop in about 15 seconds, 20 seconds, I think. Dima here to start mining off of his natural. He'll take a 3rd base and within the next 30 seconds as well, I suppose. Call it 45 seconds. Cybercore finishing up. Nexus 3/4 of the way done. A dip gets hit with the chrono. Overseer is showing up right on time to see it. This is what PvZ looks like. There is that Stargate as well, back of the base. And Dima chasing off this little probe. Gotta get out of here, buddy. Looks like you already stole 5 minerals as well, but they're gonna let you off the hook. Depth shading across the map. Gonna go try and catch those Lings, but they are far gone from now. Back to the safety of the hatcheries. 3rd base is here. And XingMing will confirm it and just walk on out of here. Keeping an eye on how many drones are here. They're still funneling in though. 11 out of 16 on the saturation here. Speed going to finish up about 20 seconds. Second gateway is dropping. We've got our first Oracle halfway done. We're going to get another one queued up right behind it. This is going to be looking very similar to the last game. It would be pretty cool to see like a chart of like what all these two had. I guess you could just do it with the game graph at the end, but compare the chart from this game and the last one, just to see how similarly they are with like the work count, the upgrade timings, everything. bet you that it's pretty fucking close every game these guys play, just because they're so on point with everything. Got our second Oracle about to pop out. Come over here, try and help defend the third base from any potential wings, but Dima's seemingly not as interested in being aggressive towards the third base like he was last time. Does have 2 more wings on the way though. That would be the 10 that he had last time. Spore Crawler on the way. Must dropping one right here as well. One at the third. Twilight Forge on the way. Here they are. Yep, so this is such a copy from the builds from the first game. Alright, so now that that's been established, our Oracles are here. Gonna try and take out some drones. They found a second one. Flying over Spore Crawler, trying to do a little bit of damage, but a nice spore trick here from Dima saves this little probe, or drone. Queen's coming into position. All of them to the front here. None in the natural. 2 in the main, 3 in the main. Huh, 3 queens all in the main. Oracle's coming into the back of the main. Wings coming into the front of the third. They are going to find some freshly warped in stalkers and probes that are just arriving to work at the new base. Getting this around on the 2 stalkers is big. There's an adept in the mix as well. Didn't see him hanging out behind there. 1 stalker falls. Second stalker's going to go down as well. Oracles are returning home here. And we get that adept. We do get a probe. And the wings run away. If nothing else, they force the Oracles home as well. So not taking damage just from that factor of bringing these Oracles all the way across the map. Of course, he did have the queens in position either way, so not saying he would have taken damage. 3 extractors. Gonna finish up here. Got the roach horn. I imagine he's gonna start cranking out the roaches just like last time. Blink, +1, double gateway, some shield batteries. XingMing getting set up as well. I expect a gateway wall here soon, or over here, potentially. Find out when he wants to make it. I think I'll probably go with the... You know, not a lot of Stargate activity yet. I think that, they did make 3 Oracles. I thought I only made 2 for some reason, but yeah, we have seen all 3 of them on the screen this game. So we'll keep an eye on a fleet beacon dropping, but he might go a little more ground army. We'll see. Kind of what it feels like for some reason. I don't really know why. He had all these same +1 upgrades in the gateways and stuff last game too. But eventually he might drop a fleet beacon, 2 more Stargates, and we will know. Oracles, Stalker Squad are moving out. Try and clear the creep and get on top of some queens here. He will be able to successfully get on top of these queens, there's no doubt about it. They start retreating. Ravagers on the way to help. Stasis Ward placed at the top of the ramp. Bile's thrown. Stalker's blinking away. Gets the Stasis Ward with the Bile. Nicely done from Dima. Doesn't want to chase too far into this. The Lings are going to get caught, about 6 or so. Warping of another 6 Stalkers in the back over here. We are losing 10 probes just like that on the other side. Must have been a bailing hit for them all to go boom in 1 second like that. Numbers weren't counting, like the Lings were slowly but surely picking them off. Oracles are doing absolute work though right now. Not quite able to stop all the Ravagers and Roaches before they get to the Stalkers. And Dima is just trading out units essentially. It's okay for him, I think. More Zealots getting warped in. We do have no charge though. These are slow lots that are going to get on top of these Roaches. The Roaches retreat. Should probably lose this Creep Tumor as well. Revelation from the Oracle going to help clean up this Creep Tumor as well. 51 to 64 workers for these guys. This is the least macro focused I've ever seen Dima, I feel like. 64 workers, and he is just making units pretty consciously, I think. However, of course, he might be feeling forced to, simply because of all these Stalkers and stuff outside of his base. Ravager's still here. Knows that the Stalkers just used their blink. Targeting these guys down 1 by 1. Dima's up 50, 60 supply. Biles missed the Oracles, but the Oracles are going to be able to, in turn, melt the Ravagers. No energy left on these 2 guys, though. Just 15 on that one. 12 on that one, can't even activate anything. We have chased the Stalkers all the way to the other side of the map. Dima still making Roaches and Lings. No upgrades from an Evo Chamber or anything like that. Meanwhile, we got the +1 finish, the +2 soon to be done for XingMing. Stalkers blink forward, take out another Ravager. And remember, this is Roach Ravagers, so the armor supply does slightly lie to you a little bit. There are 22 Roaches, there are 2 Ravagers on the field. And there are only 4 Lings. So, really not that massive of an army. 28 Roaches is decent for sure, but when you see 92 army supply, you think a little bit more than 28 units. More Roaches, more Ravagers on the way. Finding 4 of these morphing right now. Kind of nice. GG's called though. Team up 2-0. Alright. Game 3. Back up against the wall here for the Protoss player. XingMing, bottom left of Hecate. And feeling huge right now. Feeling confident. Dimaga, 60-something worker, all in. Says, I don't need to play macro. I don't want to see all those carriers and that bullshit again. Let me just make some Roaches, some Ravagers, and some Lings and end this shit. What will he go for here? What will XingMing go for here? As the opener of the games, maybe the first 6 minutes or so, it feels like the exact same game that they played on game 1. Maybe we could just ask them if they want to skip the first 6 minutes of these games and just replay it from there on the replay. But that wouldn't be any fun, of course. I swear though, it wouldn't be that much different of a game state. Maybe 1 out of 10 games these guys would get a nice lead over the other within the first 5 minutes or so, but they seem like a really good matchup. They can each throw some punches and take some punches. Spawning pool down. Nexus is going to be next. There we go. And Probe getting attacked by the drone. Drone says, get the fuck out of here, man. Denied some of my friends some work. They're all trying to work hard, and here you are, denying their work. Dima pulls it off the worker line again. Right back to the spot that it was taken from. Very, very nice. Oh, we are starting to take a little bit of health damage here. Like on the simulant, you can hear it when the drone attacks. It sounds like it's a robotic drone. Alright, Probe's gonna escape the base. Let me see that Stargate, XingMing. I know you got it in you. This Probe knows he's got it in him as well. Stargate here, 215. Very nice, right when speed starts up on the other side of the field. Dimaga, gonna go take that 3rd base. Linear base. I bet you that these drones would be really good DJs. You could just put like a record on these little circular claws, and it'll just play the record. Adept halfway out. Did he not chrono the Adept, I wonder? Probably chronoed it and ran out at the start, but I'm not really sure how that works. I think that he just didn't chrono it. Oh, that's the 2nd Adept. That's why it's not getting chronoed. There we go. Confirms the 3rd. Goes into the natural, sees the drones. And a Void Ray. So, we have our first divergence in build orders in the series for either of our players for the most part, other than, I'm not going to call it a divergence in the build order from Dimaga, because he did the same exact opener. He just decided to make a bunch of Roaches after that. But this is going to be different. Got a Void Ray. Going to go pick off Overlords. Behind that, we're going to get a Twilight, right? Oracle on the way. I think he'll go Stargate into Twilight like pretty much everyone does, but we're going to find out. He checks this pillar. No Overlord. Gonna check that pillar. No Overlord. You wanna know where the Overlord is? In the back over here between your 2 bases. And the drones, the Lings show up at the perfect time to cancel this 3rd base. Just gets thrown down right in front of him. Cancel. 100 minerals down the bank. And the pylon's gonna go down as well. The Void Ray not so good at killing the Lings. Oh, he's not gonna finish the pylon. It's okay in the end though. Third base is here for XingMing. who is just hanging out with the Void Ray. Fleet Beacon drops at 420. 420 Fleet Beacon.
Stay off the damn weed.
Didn't mean to play the John Cena. Only the weed for the 420. So these spores, one of them finishes up. Surely he's not going to let them all finish up. No, he cancels 2 more. Another Stargate, the +1 ship attack. This is some Shackwell strategies. This is pretty much Shackwell. However, he made this the second Oracle. That's a mistake. That would be a Void Ray. This is Shackwell. God, that Oracle looks sick. Confirms the third base is back up and on, about to finish up. And our Lings are going to scurry back to their side of the map. Dimaga with another Roach Horn here in the wall. Starting to look familiar. Starting to look pretty familiar. And we are jumping right into the carriers. This man has made 4 units this game. And it is time for the carriers. 2 Adepts, a Void Ray, and an Oracle. Of course, he made a bunch of probes. That's not what I'm talking about. But he's got 4 army units. Carriers, about 75% finished. Roaches and an Overseer in the production tab for Dimaga. Who's going to use this Overseer, get it on into the base. Nothing to stop it into the natural. Going to pop right on into the main. See everything coming his way. It's pretty easy to know. Twilight Council Forge. Oh, okay. So he pretty much got the Stargate and the Fleet Beacon instead of the Twilight and the Forge. Is the only thing that really changed here for XingMing, it looks like. Spire and the Roach Speed all on the way for the tech for him. Dima making plenty of extra Overlords. Wings spread around this side of the map. Wants to keep an eye on potential expansions or move-outs. Speaking of move-outs, the 2 carrier hit squad. Heading across the map, gonna find a fresh creep tumor. Not gonna be able to take advantage though. This is so many queens for 2 carriers. These carriers are about to get fucked up. One retreats, the other one retreats. One queen gets pulled back, and I don't think that anything was lost in that whole fight. Over here we are losing some Lings and stuff, but Roaches, there's nothing to stop them. 2 carriers do get recalled. Void Ray pushing the Roaches back, and the Lings of course are going to safely retreat all the way back to their side of the map. Dima alive and well, down 2 workers. Corruptors flying upgrades along the way. Gateways dropping in the main. And of course, we've got the gateway replaced over here for the full wall. Double wall battery and a cannon here as well. Dima with the expand to the left side. Just going straight down the line. He says, I don't need to go forward. Good map vision here from all the Lings spread across the map. Good creep spread. Meanwhile from XingMing, he is dropping gateways left and right. I think he's got storm already. Yeah, no storm already. No storm yet. He's going to go into charge auto Mortal Archon, it looks like. After the 2 carrier open, which is considered not so standard. Hydra speed, and some upgrades on the way for Dima. Oracle pops on into the main base, sees that there is a lair still. No hive transformation just yet. And Corruptors also have been made known to XingMing. Opening the Zealots, making some Archons. These Archons are going to be really good against the Corruptors. Corruptors flying on top of a cannon. Did he just fly these over here to look for the carriers? I'm curious. But the carriers, the Void Rays, and everything, they're all over here. This is 5 Voids against a shit ton of Queens, essentially. The Roach is just hanging out watching. We do have some Hydra support finally, and the Corruptor support. This might just go really, really bad for XingMing. There's still a lot of Zerg. Most of it's on the, yeah. 1 Void Ray, 2 Archons. GG's called. Dimaga 3-0.